talking to today, I feel that you feel you are forced into some sort of isolation. Maybe this was a traumatic event, or maybe it was just something very upsetting and you're cutting people off and you're kind of being forced to sit with yourself. This says, learn and grow. I accept my past as an important part of my present self. Your past is a part of the richness and fullness of life. Without your past and all of its mistakes, you wouldn't be here today. Lifelong learning is key to personal and intellectual growth. Change is a constant in life. Embrace it and see it as an opportunity for growth and new experiences. I have doing our best here and I have forget. Some of you are doing your best to forget something or to overcome something. I feel this recovery process for a lot of you, and it really is making you sit with yourself. It's making you face a lot of emotions and a lot of the areas where you tolerated too much, or maybe you just made the wrong decisions, but you're being forced to kind of examine that at this time. But you're also being asked to move forward through these difficulties at this time. You know this is your choice, okay? And it is time to make a move. But don't get discouraged because your efforts are going to pay off. Any step forward is a step in the right direction. But a lot of this has to do with your mindset as well and your perspective, okay? It says, every thought I think is creating my future. Yeah. So do you want to walk around and be like the doom and gloom goblin that's always negative about everything and, you're just complaining about a lot of stuff? Because nobody really likes that. I'm going to focus more on the positive instead of focusing on everything that I lack, okay? Because we all lack things in life. And if I went around comparing myself and my life to all these other people, I think I'd be pretty freaking miserable. But this is asking you to step up and step out of your comfort zone. Come out of that hermit mode. Step forward into the spotlight because it is time to shine. You have kept silent for too long. You've stayed in stagnation for too long. You've stayed in this isolation for too long. You do have supportive friends and people around you, but some of you are just afraid of being judged. The universe totally supports every thought I choose to think and believe. I have unlimited choices about what I think. I choose balance, harmony, and peace, and I express it in my life. Yeah. By giving thanks, I initiate abundance. Through generosity, I spread it around. You ever notice how the people that have no money, really, they're kind of the first people to try to help somebody? Why is that? They're rich in ways that money cannot buy. This says practice, sitting in stillness, letting all thoughts subside, allowing the creativity to flow through your veins. How juicy, how right to sit in this place of being, in this place of practice. But tell me, is your practice becoming a chore? Is it starting to feel heavy? Another thing to check off the list? Does it seem impossible to sneak even just 20 minutes of practice into each day? When your practice feels cumbersome, simply remember your practice knows not a container. In fact, the essence of your practice is delicately yet interwoven into every fabric of your life. Yeah, your choices and your thoughts and your beliefs, that's what shapes your reality. That's what shapes you on a day-to-day basis. How your day's gonna go. You ever wake up in the morning and you're so frustrated because you can't find your keys, you can't find your phone, you can't find your wallet, your glasses, whatever it is, okay? And you're running late to work and you're aggravated, and then you get to work and you're still aggravated just because, well, you started your morning off crappy, all right? You get to work and you take it out on all your coworkers and they're like, God, dude, what's got into you? Like, who crapped in your Cheerios? It's like a domino effect, a chain reaction. But when you can wake up a little earlier and start your morning off on a good note, it shapes the rest of your day. Same thing as in our present moment. What we do right now is shaping our future. What we've done in the past has shaped who we are today, how we thought in the past, how we acted in the past, okay? That's where you're at today. But this is saying this is your choice. You can decide today, I'm gonna make a change. I'm gonna make a choice. I'm gonna take a stand, whatever it is to you. And some of you have a no answer when it comes to something. And this also says the answer is no if you don't ask, okay? Oh, I almost forgot. The song I have for you today is Stand By You by Rachel Platten. And the lyrics that stood out to me are, oh, tears make kaleidoscopes in your eyes, and hurt, I know you're hurting, but so am I. And love, if your wings are broken, borrow mine so yours can open too. Because I'm going to stand by you, even if we're breaking down. We can find a way to break through. Even if we can't find heaven, I'd walk through hell with you. Whoever I'm talking to today, you have these people around you that love you. more than you know. And for some reason, you're isolating yourself. I feel whatever this thing was that's happened, or this thing that's constantly weighing on your mind or bringing you down, I feel like it's forced you into some sort of period of isolation where you feel completely alone. And maybe you got angry and cut people out your life and you're like, leave me alone. Look, I've been there, y'all. I've been there. I know. It's not always easy to face yourself, to sit with those heavy emotions and to really examine yourself. But no, instead, we want to turn the stereo up, turn the podcast up, turn the TV up, distract ourselves, mindlessly scroll on social media. When we are constantly distracting ourselves, how are we ever going to find ourselves? That is exactly what this matrix wants. It wants us distracted. It wants us sick. It wants us controlled. When you remember who you are, it's going to make a world of difference in your life and the lives of other people. You could be being called to make a logical decision at this time. It's a head over heart kind of deal. You remember when you were a little kid and you went swimming for the first time, or you did something for the first time? You remember how scary that was? Well, guess what? You're okay, aren't you? Like, you swam, you dove off the diving board, whatever it was. You went skydiving. I don't know. Whatever this thing was that you were so afraid to do, but you did it anyway. And then you're like, oh, well, that wasn't so bad. Some of you are creating scenarios in your mind, and you're telling yourself it's so much worse off than what it is. And you're bringing yourself down, and once again, it's like a domino effect. You just keep falling. For some of you, you're walking into some sort of restoration. A restoration of health, finances, friends. Maybe some toxic friends fell out your life, or your toxic partner, or whatever it was. It's like you're getting new things. You took some time to recover, to heal, to reflect. And you're coming out of that with this new mindset. When you went within, all this clarity came through. You ever notice how when you step away from someone or something, you realize you either miss it or you're okay without it, right? You've stepped away from something, you've gained some sort of clarity, and now you're going at it with a new mindset. A new action, because you've had some sort of shift in your perspective. When you start focusing more on what you have and less of what you don't have, you'll feel more fulfilled in life. Too many people today worry so much about things that are outside of their control, and it tears them to pieces. The only thing you have control of in this life is yourself. And some of you are saying, I don't even know if I have control of that, to be honest. And look, I understand. I've been there myself. But you do. There's been so many dark periods in my life where I sat there and I was thinking all of these thoughts that I probably shouldn't have been thinking. You catch my drift, all right? But somehow I've always snapped out of it, because I told myself there was just a little bit more to press on for. And when you do that, you are discovering this deep strength within you that all of us possess. When you give thanks, you attract abundance. Focus on what you have, not what you don't. It is not about how many likes you get on your social media posts, but about each individual who took the time to engage with your little creative space. They shared a moment with you, and that is effing beautiful. It's not about the amount of money you still need, but about the ocean of abundance already surrounding you. When you pay attention to what you do have, you realize there's always enough and never too little. God always provides. When you give thanks and share your abundance, you spread joy to all areas of your life. This right here says, if either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. This is Ecclesiastes 4:10. No matter how many of you think you can make it through this life completely alone, you can't. It is very important to have someone in your life that you can talk to, because life can be isolating at times. There's a lot of devastating events that's constantly happening all around us and to all these people that we know. And sometimes it's to you or your closest loved ones. We all need a hand. We need support. We need someone to reach out to, someone that we can trust, that can talk to us. Some of you are needing support through grief. For some of you, a very difficult situation, something that you're still trying to process, something that maybe you're trying to forget. Maybe you're just trying to throw it on the back burner because really you don't know how to grieve, and everyone grieves differently. We all have a different way of processing things. There's nothing wrong with that. We have all been vulnerable at some point in our lives. And when you have no one, or when you get angry and you cut everyone out your life, it does have an effect on you. Sometimes we fall down and we do need someone to pick us up. And I don't know why for some of you, I'm getting something about alcohol. I don't know why. I just now got that. I see a person in their house drinking heavily. This depression has surrounded them. The anxiety has surrounded them. I see a person that's been broken and tossed around by the world so much that they don't know how to handle this life anymore. I see a person drinking heavily and they're sinking into this depression. And maybe it's because they feel that they had no one to reach out to, or maybe they didn't. And no one deserves to feel that. For those of you that struggled with addiction, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's hard to come up out that pit, but it's a choice, an everyday choice that you have to make. And sometimes as life surrounds you and it feels so dark and it feels like you're about to cave, but I know there's light around you. I know there's always help. There's always someone. Whether you see it or not, there's someone there. And for some of you, this is Jesus. For some of you, this is God himself. Some of you had to climb out your own pit of darkness. And you don't know how you did it. And other people don't know how you did it. But you did it because you're strong. You're stronger than you know. I have the number 5 and the number 9 here. 5 talks a lot about change. And 9 talks about the end of a cycle. A lot of you are coming up on these shifts right now, these transformations, massive changes in your life. Some of these changes are very painful, and for others of you, they're very celebratory. But there's a massive change. There's some event in your life that changed the course of your life forever. And you might not know how you're going to go on. You might have a lot of questions, and you might have to go within. Just make sure you come out on the other side stronger and wiser. And don't sink into that pit of despair. I'm gonna pull a prayer card and I'm gonna hop off here because I feel like things were getting kind of deep and kind of serious. But hey, you know what? Sometimes I'm like that, okay? I'm not always a jokester. Sometimes we gotta get serious. This says, Dear Lord, today I declare that all things are working for my good. I am productive in my life, health, relationships, career, business, and ministry. I am blessed and highly favored in Jesus' name. Yes, you are blessed and highly favored. You have a lot of support around you at this time. I love you all, and I am wishing nothing but blessings, peace, love, hope, joy, success, and abundance over each and every single one of you. I pray you all have an amazing rest of the day, week, weekend, whenever I decide to post this video, and I hope to catch you on later ones. Until then, peace, love, and blessings to you all.